It all started in 2021 when I lost my job. I was wrongly accused and I lost my job. It was very devastating for me. 2022 was the worst and I was very suicidal. I could barely even afford a deodorant. And I was asking myself, why advance academically? Because I had studied European languages, done my master's, done a lot of things, and I was still stagnant career-wise. The crossover to 2023, I didn't want to come to church because I felt that I wouldn't be able to express myself well. So I streamed online, and that day I wailed like I've never wailed before. I was sweating, I was crying, the AC was on, catarrh spit, I was soaked, and I just told God I couldn't continue like this. I was not enjoying good health, nothing. That same January, the new year, my sister's friend saw me and says, "What are you still doing in this country?" And I'm like, please, my passport expired 4 years ago. It's only Cotonou I crossed with it. Say, please, just leave me, and then the process started. He gave me my first money and I went to Nasarawa. I did my passport and everything. The journey started. My parents came through for me, my siblings and everything. At a point, I was stuck. I couldn't afford it. The agent abroad in the UK who was helping me process all my papers and everything, I said, "Sir, I can't continue anymore. I don't have the money. I cannot, let me just even collect the one I have already put. Give me back, please." And I was asking God for helpers. God raised helpers. God blessed me with the gift of good men. And this man just said, "Venita, no problem. You would come to the UK and you will work. Here's my credit card details. Put in, apply for your visa." He paid the rest, the remaining money. An agent who I was paying, to help me, finalize my process of traveling abroad was now the one sorting everything out for me. It can only be God. Now I traveled to the UK and I fetched some sand and I said, "For wherever the sole of my foot shall tread upon, I have for a possession. I possess this land already." Apparently, it happened to be that the company that sponsored me to come abroad was a scam company that was literally... there was no job whatsoever. I would wake up in the morning, I'm watching TV, my friends. I was like, this is why I traveled 7 rivers, 7 seas to come and watch TV. I went on door to door, knocking on door to door. "Please, if you're in need of so service, this is what I do, this is what I do." I was going door to door until I landed on this particular door. I knocked and they said, "Oh, come, you don't need any experience, just come in." I asked my boss, "Please, do you sponsor?" She said she doesn't know what that is. She's never heard of it. Literally, you're like the first black person we have ever employed. You don't know it. But I remember Papa said that they will do for you that which they've done for no one. They say they've never sponsored anybody before. They don't even know what it is. She started her first attempt to applying for a license. It was declined. She says, "Venita, don't worry, I'm not giving up. We love you too much. We're not giving up." And she tried again a second time. This was December 2024. By then I was in the UK already. 2024. The same December again, I prayed. I started praying like never before. January, and then sponsored me and said, "Venita, welcome. You are now part of us." It didn't just end there. Now, I had this sponsorship and I moved on, switched my visa, and I started working with them full time. Unknown to me that Papa said, "God has gone ahead of you." Now, the company that actually sponsored me to come to the UK eventually lost its license, and that meant everybody had to go back home. I just want to thank God because God went ahead of me and gave me another sponsorship, unknown to me that the previous company was going to lose its license. And to think that at a point I was very upset. And my friend, a colleague of mine, we work together. She's a black person as well. She says, "Venita, don't say negative things and then you start praying to God for mercy. Don't start saying negative things that, would have a long ripple effect on you." And, I just thank God for Joy and Uche in my life for always holding on, and we join our faith together as NSPPDians. And then I said I was going to come to Nigeria to give this testimony. I said, "God, let it not just be me, do it in my family." Papa says it would get to every member of your family. And I told God, I said, "God, please, my brother, he's of major concern to me." My brother called me one day, he's in the police force, and said, "Chichi, my phone has been confiscated, I've been detained." And I'm like, a senior ranking officer detained. Why? He said a lot of setup and all of that. I was very angry in my spirit because I'm like, devil, this devil has tried me. You don't know I'm a member of this family and you are really trying. And I called my brother, I gave him the link and I said, "Let's pray together." For the first time in my brother's life, he started fasting. I said, this matter must be serious. Midnight prayers, he'll be praying. My father self would be praying and fasting. My dad that doesn't fast, he's like, nay, for say now I would have done Quaker oats in the morning by 4. I said, Daddy, this fasting starts by 12 midnight, not 4 a.m. He said, I can do small Quaker oats. And he will go for jogging. I said, Daddy, don't go and jog when you're fasting, no. And all of that. And then I was praying that night. I was on the night shift. I and my colleague as well. We were praying. And my brother now said, you can now refer me as a federal chief. And I'm like, which one is federal chief? And I opened it and he said, I have now been promoted. His rank that had been denied over 5 years, he was now promoted from an SP to a chief superintendent of police. And I'm like, it can only be God. What God cannot do. I said, God, I don't want to come back for just one testimony. Give me 2, give me 3. Just keep on doing. Papa, I want to say thank you. Thank you so much, sir. You don't know what you do for people like me. I never knew how to pray, but your words kept coming. I want to say, may the oil on your head never run dry. Thank you for all the members of Streams of Joy, NSPPD, my family. God bless you all. What God cannot do.